Here's a Comedy Centric Moment.
You are, I guess you would be like called the king of the warm-up comics at this point for TV. You warmed up everybody. You want to give us a list of some of the
Many,
people?
many shows. I started
Yeah.
with Jon Stewart's original show. He had a show on Channel 9 here in New York. It was a talk show. They started that in 91 or 93, I think that was. And then from there, I was at the Rosie O'Donnell show for 6 years, 96 to 2002. Then from there, I did a couple of Food Network shows with Jeanette Barber and Christina Deo. And then I did Rosie O'Donnell Rosie was from 96 to 2002. Then Martha Stewart. Then been with Rachel Ray for 12 years, and now I'm in my second year with Drew Barrymore. In between America's Got Talent and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and The Marriage Ref with Seinfeld and Tom Papa and a couple other ones in between, but those are the main ones.
So this is an area that a lot of comics know about. It's a very specialized job.
Very specialized. There's only a handful of us in the country that actually do it.
I know Regina DeChico is doing it now on The View.
She's doing The View, yeah.
And but you're kind of like a pioneer in this, at least for my generation of comics. I mean, you're
yeah. I kind of revamped the job. When we had Ed McMahon on Rosie O'Donnell show, and he saw what I did, and he said he used to do that for the Tonight Show.
Mm-hmm.
Come out, just warm, but they didn't tell jokes or anything. I started doing it with a band because when Rosie approached me, Jon Stewart said to me, "Joey, just run like a comedy club, but the stage manager in the show is just going to carry it. There's going to be no dead air." And he kind of kept to time his show, But Rosie said, "Just run it like a comedy club." So that's what I did. We had a band, and I have them dancing and singing. When I need to throw in some stand-up, I do, squeaky clean. But Rosie was live, so I didn't need to do too much then. Rachel Ray's different in that it's 3 shows a day, and it's all me. Except when the tape is rolling, she doesn't really talk to the audience too much, and it's all me doing stand-up and no music in between. Whereas Drew now is only 2 shows a day. I get to play music in between, and Drew talks to the audience a lot. Martha was a lot like Rachel, and then she was focused on the cooking, and because Rachel and Martha were heavy on the cooking, so they spent time in the kitchen with their assistants preparing the meal. So it was all me there also, no music in between. So
Joey,
each show is different.
Go ahead, Kath. I'm sorry.
How long do you do to warm up the crowd?
Everything's different. When I was on AGT,
Okay.
I did anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour because it was 6,000 people at Radio City. It was a tough gig. But sometimes you get up and you do 10 or 15 minutes, and then I'm there on the commercial break. So I'm there the whole time. So, whereas it'll take an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes, sometimes 2 hours to do Drew, I'm there with her and we do 2 shows a day. So I get up at 5:30 in the morning. I'm on the 631 out of Belmore here on Long Island. And then I get in the city by 7 o'clock, a little bit after. I have breakfast. Our first meetings are at 9 o'clock, right? Sometimes 8:30. And then we shoot the first show at 11 o'clock, 2 hours, get a lunch break for an hour, and shoot the second show at 3 o'clock. I get to 5:40. I'm home like 7:30, 8 o'clock, have something to eat, back to bed, up at 5:30 the next day. I've been doing that. This is 29 years.
How many days a week?
3 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 2 shows a day. Although when it was Rachel, it was same schedule, except I walked to 26th Street instead of taking an Uber down to 57th, the CBS studios. And that was 3 days a week also, but Rachel did 3 shows a day. Wow. Which at this point, she does a lot of shows from her house now. So, I have Tom Kelly backs me up, or Katina Correo, or, they kind of back me up because I train them over the years. But 29 years, I've been just jumping from show to show to show because I have a really a good reputation as a decent warm-up guy.